Disclaimer, this video contains spoilers for DMC Devil May Cry. The Devil May Cry series has had its ups and downs over the years. I mean, a series that started in 2001 and has had 6 installments, not including the mobile game, we didn't talk about that one, is bound to have a few misses. But one game left the community in both anger and confusion. Today we're going to be talking about DMC Devil May Cry and seeing if the hate for the game was justified or if the game wasn't all that bad. If you do end up enjoying this video, then please leave a like and subscribe. Anyway, on with the video. First, let's talk about the negatives. When you think of Dante, what do you think of? His white, long hair? His quirky personality? His playful demeanour? Yeah, well, who cares about all that? This edgy boy with black short hair who likes to fucking day drink is way better. What's that? Dante likes pizza? He also likes hard liquor and pussy. Where? They made a few changes to the characters in this game. Dante in this game is more of a bum whose life seems to have no direction and who goes commando the whole game. Seriously, he never puts on any underwear. Now that's peak coolness. They also made Virgil a soy boy, and from now on in this video I'll be exclusively referring to him as Virgin. We okay with that? Yep, good. Virgin is basically an egotistical elitist who believes humans are underneath him and that they need to be ruled by him. So essentially, they made him Trump. Other than those two, the only other returning character is Mundus, the king of the underworld, who in this game is a big corporate CEO. Social commentary, anyone? He also has a fuck ugly girlfriend, and her child, that might be one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen. Also, they changed the backstory of Dante and Virgin. Instead of them being half demon and half human, they are Nephilim, half angel and half demon. Sparda still did some crossbreeding shit, and I don't think God would have liked that. This change in backstory did also bring a new mechanic, which I thought was actually kinda cool, and I'll be talking about later in the video, so keep watching. Throughout the game, Dante gets dragged into limbo. This is basically a mix between hell and earth where Dante gets attacked by demons. I'm not really sure why he gets dragged into limbo. Maybe it's because he's the son of Sparda, but maybe it's also because the feeling of his trousers rubbing on his cock is hell, but I don't know. No one from the real world can see into limbo, and Dante can't interact with anyone outside of limbo. Well, except for some random girl. Kat is a new character from this game. She's a member of the Order, an organisation run by none other than Virgin. They fight against demonic forces that are trying to control Limbo City. Yes, that's the name of the city. Very subtle, I know. Kat is a medium, and she can communicate and see into Limbo, because why not? She helps Dante navigate through Limbo and is actually a really good character, and I actually liked her. She brings Dante to the Order where he's reunited with Virgin. Poor soul, I would not want to be reunited with that guy. Of course, Big Mundus, he doesn't like the Order. Oh no. He no like them at all. So, he calls them terrorists. Just another example of, social commentary. This game has a lot of it. Especially with that news reporter guy who is doing God's work by spreading propaganda. Oh yeah, also that drink that is produced by the succubus that increases sexual performance and increases weight loss. I mean, it also kills you, but who cares when you can have better sex? It's a DMC game. Obviously the gameplay was fun. This game isn't too dissimilar from other DMC games. The only big difference is the lack of lock-on button. Wait, what? Why is there no lock-on button? It's a DMC game. Where's the lock-on button? Realistically, there was no good reason for this change. Usually pressing L1 or LB would allow you to lock onto an enemy in any other DMC game. But no, not this one. Instead, that button allows you to dodge. But what's the point in that? Every other DMC game has dodge and lock-on. They are allowed to coexist. There was no need to get rid of the lock-on button. Shame on you. Of course, after an hour of gameplay, I got used to it and it didn't bother me that much. It was just a real shock at the beginning. It also made it hard for me to adjust to other DMC games after playing this one because I was used to just not having the lock-on button, so having it just felt weird to me. The core combat remained mostly the same, however one major mechanic was added. In this game, Dante only has Rebellion, which sounds really bad on paper, until you add in this new mechanic into the mix. The demonic and angelic weapons. These are two different weapon types with different moves that the Rebellion can change into. Demonic weapons are more heavy and powerful, and are mostly used for heavily armoured enemies, however, they are slow. Angelic weapons, on the other hand, are fast and have more spread, allowing you to damage more enemies at once quicker. However, they don't do that much damage. This addition makes the combat more interesting, trying to figure out which weapon types are good for which enemies. They also both have a grapple ability, with the demonic grapple pulling an enemy towards you and the angelic grapple pulling you towards the enemy. These grapples are also used in the platforming sections of the game. I thought the platforming parts of this game were good, and I felt like it added variety to the gameplay. Also the boss battles. Oh my god, they were very good in this game. All these boss fights felt different, and utilised the new mechanics added into this game very well. My favourite boss fights in this game were Bob Barbas and also Mundus Spawn. I liked how in Bob Barbas's boss fight, when you would grapple into his eye, it would take you to this arena where you'd fight a bunch of normal enemies, and I liked the unique camera angle it used, with it being from the point of view of a news helicopter, and Mundus Spawn. While Mundus Spawn is the most ugliest thing I've ever seen, and it's probably also the most grossest boss fight, I like that you had to get the baby weak in order to be able to pull out its mother out of it. Yeah, this was a disturbing boss fight. Also, the music in this game was really good, but I'm not going to get too much into that. Okay, now I know I've been making a lot of jokes throughout this video, but I genuinely didn't think the story was that bad. I thought the story was good even, and I didn't mind all the social commentary. At first I was iffy about the new Dante, but honestly, he wasn't that bad. Was he different? Completely. But once you get over the fact this isn't the Dante we're used to, he's not that bad. Fuck Virgil though, I don't like him. This game was different, and came out during a time where Capcom were making their classic games more edgier to appeal to a Western audience. But this wasn't a bad game. I bet if this game wasn't tied in with the Devil May Cry franchise, it would have had a much better reception and would have been perceived way better. This game was fun. The combat was still amazing and felt good to play. The new additions it made to the formula worked well and were enjoyable. So to answer the question, was DMC Devil May Cry bad? Well, no. The game wasn't perfect by no means, but it was still a very fun and enjoyable experience. The game was different, and I think the changes it made were the reason that DMC fans didn't like it. Thank you for watching, I hope you all enjoyed. This was my first time making a video like this, so if you did enjoy, let me know by liking the video, subscribing and commenting. Thanks for watching.